Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 news and information video. Today for you guys, I'm going to be going over some slight lore details to do with Lee within Kingdom Hearts 3, as Tetsuya Nomura made brief comments about Lee and his Keyblade, and how that's going to be sort of involved in Kingdom Hearts 3 and what we can sort of expect to do with his kind of story arc, which is some pretty interesting details. So within the interview between Ryan from Mirror Online and Tetsuya Nomura, we get these details. Ryan said, "How did Lee obtain his Keyblade?" Nomura replied, "Just out of curiosity, did you go to any of our Kingdom Hearts World Orchestras?" Ryan replied, "Yes, I did." Nomura said, "In terms of Lee and him obtaining the Keyblade, it's not really depicted specifically, that's for sure. During the events of Dream Drop Distance, it's conveyed that he is training under Merlin's care, and it was just a brief mention. There will be a bit more of a mention in Kingdom Hearts 3 on how Lee is aiming to become a Keyblade wielder. In the concert, you may remember one of the videos where a girl is narrating. That's actually Kairi writing a letter about her training, so Kingdom Hearts 3 touches upon that part of the story. Unfortunately, it's not going to be going into details about what happened in the events of Dream Drop Distance, but it will be addressed in some way in Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, looking specifically at Lee's story so far, it's kind of a sticky one. The reason why I say that is Lee, or better known as Axel's character development, is quite interesting. He starts as a Organization 13 member who is at first portrayed to be a villain, but of course through the series, and specifically looking at Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, we kind of get more of a feel for Axel, and the fact that he's not actually particularly a villain within Kingdom Hearts, but eventually becomes more so of an ally to a certain extent. And of course, when looking towards Dream Drop Distance, this is when his whole quote-unquote redemption arc kind of starts. We know of course that it was actually thanks to Lee that Sora, Riku, and Mickey were actually saved from Xehanort's peril. And I would say that that moment within Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance really is the major turning point for Lee as a character within Kingdom Hearts. That exact moment told us that he's no longer really sticking out for the bad guys, but more or less he's now really wanting to walk his own path. The crazier thing that we saw within Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is that of course Lee has now become a Keyblade wielder, but really the explanation behind exactly how he became a Keyblade wielder is very, very subtle. We know that Lee wants the Keyblade in order to bring back some lost friends, and obviously referring to that of Roxas and Xion. He feels like the Keyblade is the only way in order to actually bring those people back. And so you could say that it kind of stems from that in particular as to why Square Enix, or more so Tetsuya Nomura, writ into the story that Lee would of course obtain a Keyblade. And I know through seeing this lore within Dream Drop Distance, a lot of people were scratching their heads confused as to why exactly Lee is now all of a sudden a Keyblade wielder out of completely nowhere. And that I know that for a lot of people, we are crossing our fingers that we actually get a full-on explanation as to how he actually managed to summon forth a Keyblade. You know, sure, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I just want a Keyblade because I want to do this, but how it's portrayed in Dream Drop Distance with Lee obtaining his Keyblade, it kind of seems something that is put there more so for plot convenience rather than anything else. And this is just due to the lack of explanation that we see within Dream Drop Distance. Now, in case you guys don't know, earlier on this year within the Tokyo World Orchestra concert, we got some new lore information that was actually presented to the attendees of that concert from the actual Japanese voice actor of Kairi. Now, we went over this lore information earlier on this year, and if you guys are wondering, yes, this is actually canon to the overall lore arc of Kingdom Hearts. It was explained that Lee and Kairi, as of right now, are currently training under Merlin, and they're in some sort of training room where time flows differently. So essentially, we can presume that Kairi as well as Lee will become trained Keyblade wielders, maybe even perhaps Keyblade masters within a short amount of time. What I do find particularly interesting is Nomura said right here, unfortunately, it's not going to go into details about what happened in the events of Dream Drop Distance, but it will be addressed in some way in Kingdom Hearts 3. So from what I gather, we're not really going to get a full-on explanation explanation as to what is currently going on with Lee within the events of Dream Drop Distance, of course shortly after he actually obtains his Keyblade, but rather apparently it will be touched upon, or more so addressed in some sort of shape or form within Kingdom Hearts 3. However though, I really hope that Square Enix don't handle it like how they portrayed it in Dream Drop Distance, where all of a sudden he's just randomly got a Keyblade out of nowhere without no proper explanation. But according to Tetsuya Nomura, it will be addressed, and that there will be apparently a bit more of a mention in Kingdom Hearts 3 in terms of how Lee is aiming to become an actual Keyblade wielder. Now within Kingdom Hearts 3, we know that this game is going to be the conclusion of pretty much everything that has accumulated over the series thus far, and that I'm hoping that by the end of the game, specifically looking at Lee himself, I really hope we have a full understanding as to 1, why he got a Keyblade, 2, how exactly he actually got a Keyblade, and 3, explain this lore and this explanation behind exactly why and how he got this Keyblade without making it feel like it's just there for sheer plot convenience, for if he, say, becomes a Guardian of Light, simply because maybe at the time Square Enix were lacking that extra member to fit into that group. Because with how they executed it within Dream Drop Distance, it kinda just felt like Lee got one for sheer plot convenience. Tetsuya Nomura is an incredible storyteller, however, so I have the utmost trust in him that this explanation will be explained properly, and that this is kind of acting as a bit of a setup for more character development of Lee for Kingdom Hearts 3. Now guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. I've been Cynical. In the comment section down below, let me know what you guys thought about today's video, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.